like stretchies. Probably would have been nice to do that before. Okay. Today we're going to be coloring her. I've been working on her for the past week. I feel like I finally got the shape of a coat that I really like. Uh... Yeah, we'll go here. Alright. I think I just need to shave a little bit off of her line art, though. I mean, it's more of a sketch than anything. But I'm gonna turn that up a bit. There we go. Alright. Ah! Oh my gosh. Hey, how's it going, Lemon? Thanks for the bit. Yeah. A distinguished lady. Who's technically, I made her to be like a seasonal winter solstice character, but I'm kind of putting together a group of magic users she's a part of. So I kind of want to work on her now. Kind of a shame that she's piebald, as in she has like, you know, white and orange stripes or spots or patches, I suppose. But I've been giving her more coverage. A lot of that skin covered up. And I'm a little bummed about that, but I feel like the longer pants she kind of needs. Please don't go. I want you to stay. Can you please, please don't leave here. To hurt all the hurt that you feel. World is just illusion, trying to change you. Divine purpose. Not what I believe. Doesn't matter anyway. If your soul leads you to the world, maybe to the last, I'm not sure. No. Please don't go. I want you to stay. Can you please, please don't leave here. Want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel. The world is just an illusion, trying to change you. Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. All the hurt that you feel. The world is just an illusion. It's trying to change. Okay, do I want that brown? Maybe a little. I'm gonna make this on a new layer. I'm not sold on this brown, if I'm being honest. But don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. To hate for all the pain that you feel. The world is just an illusion trying to change you. Just don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. Should I change with all the hurt that you... I got like that better. Oysa. Kinda. Oh. Oysa, 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 oysa. Oysa, 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 oysa. Bye. Oysa, 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 oysa. Oysa. That needs to be that. Dun 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 dun. Melody, rhythm, dun 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 dun. So the hole right here is for her tail, but I wonder if that's unnecessary low. I mean, I won't really know until I do the other side, so I can figure that out. Beep it up, pop-a-doo, pop-a-dee, doop-a-da, beep up, pop-a, boop-a-da, beep up, pop-a, boop-a-da, beep-a-da, pop-a-da, boop, beep pop, pop, beep pop, boop pop, beep, boppity, boopity, boppity, boppity, boop-a-da, boop pop, beep, ba-ba-da, boop, ba, beep. Come on, you gonna. I decided to do. God, that song is so good. Speaking of good songs. Oh, hello! The Roach Hive Mind. Drawing an OC. Or coloring her, I guess I would say. Oh. I don't know a precise number, and yes, there's lore. There's lore. There's lots of lore. There is a word vomit amount of lore. I'll destroy you. 72, dang. I haven't fully counted them all. There's a lot of OCs that I haven't even drawn yet. That just kind of live in my brain. Until I, get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to draw them. And there's always going to be, like, you know, a healthy number, but there's always, like, a few that you're like, nah, 2, 3, 4 maybe, that you keep going back to. Because they're the favorites. Ah, that's a good idea. I've been writing them down in a journal. But I feel like I kind of want them to be more developed before I put them in the journal. I'm trying to, like, get to a point where I have a toy house, but it's very neglected, and I'm trying to get to a point where I can start filling it out here. But I feel like I need to get some solid refs. Oh, of course. I'm sure every person who I mean, I think I don't think I've met one OC artist who doesn't have their favorites that they keep coming back to. Your first OC, Bill? Tell me about Bill. Give me the lowdown on Bill. Not sure if I still like the on the side. Yeah, I don't think she needs the side ones anymore. Even though it's a cute idea. But since they're more pants than shorts. Bill Quasar Phantom is a 12-foot, 8-inch tall humanoid with OP anime protagonist white hair, holes for eyes, and no lips or cheeks, so exposed teeth and gums. Dang, Bill. A real looker. Well, I guess not really. Can Bill see? Despite having holes for eyes? I do like the darker coat. Do I want it to be maybe less saturated though? No, I don't think it needs to be. At least not like that. More red? can see? Ah, okay. No, I don't think. I think that's good enough for contrast. Okay. Does this need to be? But still of the dark. I think I need to tighten the hinge on my monitor arm here. That the Bible fell apart. And Prometheus. Hear me scream, bring me anarchy. Whoop. Hey, thanks for the little follow. Now, if you're interested in OCs, this is the group that I'm working on right now. If I can find the... There it is. What, did I save this as a PNG and not a... okay, well, that's okay. Here's my... Bill has 9 sons, an ex-wife, an adopted daughter who lives with his ex-wife. Dang, Bill. Is Bill a good father? I mean, if you have so many kids, I hope so. So 9 sons are not related to the ex-wife. Yeah, I think that's better. Having the brown. Practice what I preach. Bill, come on. He's a good person to the best, at best of them. Goodness, Bill. So Bill's basically someone who isn't a bad person, but not a good parent. Wasn't probably a present father. Sounds like. Doesn't know how to raise children. I mean, you think after the first few he would get a hang of it? But strike out for 9 times, or I guess what, 10 times in a row, including the adopted daughter, literally makes them someone else's problem. Bill. I think it's time to get a vasectomy, Bill. I think it's time to tie that up. You can't be a responsible parent. Was when you were still with us, I see. Well, at least she is gonna... Hopefully, is the ex-wife a good parent? I mean, sorry, yeah. Did she know of Bill's 9 attempts of failed fatherhood before marrying him? Because that seems like kind of a red flag there. Well, her fault for walking into that mess. Oh, you might like the song. This song's called Roaches. The son situation is kind of unique. Is Bill like some kind of like ineffable horror cosmic horror god or something like that. And the suns are kind of demigods or something like that. There's no mother for the suns, I see. Does Bill reproduce by buddying? Oh, does Bill reproduce asexually? Wait, what do I care? Get out of my hair. You roaches. The reason Buzzin doesn't raise them is one, he doesn't know how, and two, he would rather have them be different from him and hate him than just be like him. Ah. Sounds like Bill needs some therapy. The roaches in my mind. Roaches in my mind. You know those people who have lifestyle that definitely shouldn't be copied? Bill's one of those. I imagine like very someone who acts a lot on impulses. That's basically what my mind goes to, you know? Maybe they have a lot of vices. Maybe they're into a lot of different narcotics. Chaotic, destructive, also as... Oh, okay. Boop bop boop bop beep boop beep bop boop bop beep bop boop ba da boop bop beep boop boop. Who's that? Who's that ghost? Chaotic Destruction also... Welcome back. Chaotic Destruction, yeah. I was saying, I don't know if you caught this before the ad break. When I imagine someone who has a life who shouldn't be copied, it's someone who acts a lot on impulses, someone who's probably into a lot of different narcotics, drinking, drugs, someone who has no self-control. Who's that ghost? Who's that ghost? who's that? Who's that ghost? Somebody serious? We'll leave you with a boo. Lived an extremely long life. The way he staves off boredom is getting into character, like a D&D session. But he's the only one that knows. I see. Does he play like a role? Is he like, hey Jen, how's it going? It often shifts per character. I see. Just getting home to your baby, to your new son, to your child. Your baby boy who you carried for 9 months, but also just happens to be a kitten. Don't ask questions, just accept it. Oh, he's being a stinky! Oh! I love it! Stinky. Background mastermind tutoring wise sage for a chosen one. The reason the world is ending, either for the civilization or actual planet. Background mastermind tutoring wise sage for a chosen one. The reason the world is ending is either for the civilization or the actual planet. I see. So he basically fills a role when there's one needed. I getcha. The metaphorical sense and in a very real stinky sense. Oh goodness, really? Does he need a bath already? He got the poopy zoomies. Oh no. Does he have like long butt fur and shit skin caught up in there? He doesn't know how to groom himself yet. Not happened yet. Okay. Yeah, that's happened a couple times with Ryu. And basically it's hold her down as I grab the scissors and hold my breath. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can do it without him freaking out. He seems to be a pretty chill cat, but I know that if I tried to bring out a buzzard with my girls, they would freak the shit out. They still have very much like, because their mother was a feral cat. They still have a lot of those skittish genes, you know. Tora freaks the fuck out when a plastic bag is ruffled. Like, they hate vacuums, they hate loud noises, but for some reason, like a garbage black plastic bag, if she hears that crinkle, or even just like any kind of plastic crinkle, she just flips the fuck out. And I kind of wonder if something must have happened when they were kittens before they were found. Like maybe a garbage truck came by. Because she also growls at the garbage truck when it comes by to our house. She has like a vendetta against the garbage man. So talking about the prints aside, how's the art going? I've seen the OC. Yeah, it's a Pumpkin Piebald. Normally a seasonal character, but I'm putting this group together, and she belongs with them, or she is a part of them. So I'm just trying to finish up her colors here. And I might do Rudy too. Christmas in April, you know. Although they do exist off season. They don't stop existing when Yule is over. I think he like changes his colors up to where he just looks like a regular clown and just is a party clown during the off season. And she likes to do she's an event organizer. So she does like weddings and festivals and stuff like that. Her biggest one is the winter solstice, Yuletide. But you know, it's funny because there's like a whole like little satyr fawn group of group of them that participate in Yuletide, and a lot of them, like, not her but the other ones, change their appearance because of like seasonal magic. There's one that I like, really want to like design here soon, where he's a carpenter, but he gets like a gingerbread kind of look to him, and so like he's basically a gingerbread house carpenter. But the seasonal magic, he only kind of looks at that like around, you know, Yuletide magic. But Rudy here was born with seasonal magic, so he looks like this all the time, but he can like change up his colors so he doesn't look so Christmassy. So I think he just likes to be. So then he just takes on jobs where he's like a clown for parties and stuff like that. That's my headcanon anyway. Chester used to have a vendetta with a paper towel roll. Oh Jesus! It's funny. It's funny. Every cat chooses one thing to hate for their entire life. What was Pearl's? Pearl's was... She hated loud noises too. I think it was just the vacuum for her. Who's my tallest OC? Gosh. It depends, because I have a lot of size shifters. But I guess, like, right now, it would be Boff. Because Boff, in their domain, they like to be pretty tall. They like to be... Here, I'll bring him up. He'll bring up their... I have their ref right here. Oops. No. Here, I'll just post it. 16.6, dang. I think Boff, in their domain, they like to be like 35 feet tall. But they shift a lot, so it's not like a constant, just like... But sometimes I imagine them just kind of like sitting at like... I don't know how to explain it. Dave is Bill's nephew. Dang, family of Tallies. Copy image link. Basically my version of Baphomet. But they're a size shifter, they're a shape shifter, so it varies a lot. But like I actually took there's like a height chart site you can go to, and you can type in heights to compare them. And I'm like, the tallest I think like Boff likes to be in their domain to interact with whoever they pull into there is like 35 feet. So Really? Tychon, 6 light years. Is Tychon like a galaxy or something? Or, I don't know. I don't know offhand the regular size of galaxies, but it probably sounds like a celestial body of some type. Metallic orb, I see. Oh. Where have you gone? I am calling on you. Calling on you. I'm sure there's some OCs that I just have yet to like finalize. Like, there's Aeon, who's a giant phoenix, who's big, who's like big. But I haven't really like taken the time to really design him. Aside from like a quick concept like years ago. 3 foot tall tribal mask that can manifest bodies of different sizes. Ah. So the face is the mask. The main entity is the mask, but anything like the body that's behind it is something they manifest. That's pretty cool. I feel like she needs some spots down here, but I don't know. That's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I do that occasionally. I know it's hard to believe. Me overthink things? Ha 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 ha. Nah, never. What? Impossible. Oh, really? Oh, I feel blessed. Blessed by a bishop. Oh, see what I did there? Oh! Calling on you. Need you to do. Lord, be my guide. I don't know what... You know, I might bring a little bit of green into her palette. I feel like this being like a... Let's try this. Calling on you. I don't hate it, but it feels, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a... Maybe we'll do like a... I don't know. who's a custom species named Dao Delineo, and has his normal form. They are 9-8, and their true form, they are 15. Ah. Seems like you definitely have an affinity towards tall OCs, which is cool. I understand I definitely get the what's the word I'm looking for? The appeal. I am what I am. I was a freak. Nature. Someone else. The song. Deo Delano. Ah. Ooh, wait, should I just make that lavender? Hang on. Lavender kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Lavender does kind of look like that. I could make it more look like lavender, but hang on. Oh, how's it going? Hey, Crit, how's it going? Yeah, it's pie. I'm finally coloring pie. Okay, I gotta decide here. %3 battery? Aww. Your home. Did I mention the song made me cry the first time I heard it? Because it did. Trained. Oh, I'm sorry, Crit. she was strong, she was doing just fine. Hasn't gotten her wish. Oh God, no! Don't cry. Not right now. I'm tired. Whew, okay. I made it. I made it without crying. I made it without crying. Yay. Can't always do that. Okay, we're gonna redo this because I don't like how this looks. Did I? Boy, yeah. Homeboy, yeah. Homeboy, yeah. Boy, yeah. I love this song. I like that better. See, scare away. Never been much more of this world anyway. The arrogant gates down the door. Never been much for this world anyway. I want to make sure Pumpkin is correct. I've been calling her, I think she goes by Pie. Because the thing is, even though her full name is Pumpkin Piebald, I don't know, calling her Pumpkin doesn't feel quite right with me. And plus, like, there's other characters I think that would probably, that I might, like, reserve the actual title for Pumpkin for. So I've been calling her Pie. And even then, this is not, like, her real name. It's just more, like, something she says, like, you may call me this kind of thing. You're fine, Crit. It's easy to assume, like, her name, Pumpkin Piebald, that Pumpkin would be what you call her. So don't fret. Don't. It's okay. But yeah. Pumpkin Piebald, Pie for short, and even then it's more like, you may call me this. It's more like a title, or like it's like a thing you can refer her to. I am Threat. Oh, okay. No, Crit, no! You're fine. I promise you're fine. Alright. Yeah, this is Lavender now. I wasn't planning on making it Lavender, but I guess it ended up becoming Lavender. Just kind of worked well. Even though that doesn't look quite right. How am I... Shoot. So this one needs to be like that. There you go. You're in this town. Days nearer death, but you go. Like, I have a character named Pompion, and Pompion is French. Well, I don't know if it's French for pumpkin or just like an old French word for pumpkin. But Pompion means pumpkin. And then, like, the term... And then I also like the word plumpkin when it's, like, you know, spelled like that. And that's a name that I think is cute, that it would also be fun for a character. But, haven't really quite have the character for that. So I think Pumpkin is just more something I'm reserving for other characters. If that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. Boys go, time your every breath, and every day you're in this 2 days clearer death. Through the bushes and blood, boys go, time your every breath, and every day you're in, through 2 days nearer death. poison in the air. Goes down the smack so hell. So in the hair. Boys go. The time your every breath. And I want a mod for Baldi's Biscuit called Pumpkin Pie Baldi's Biscuit. Pumpkin Pie Baldi's Biscuits. Oh no. She's very much a person who makes good of a bad situation. So getting a question wrong she'd be just like, don't fret, love. We'll figure something else out. Maybe that's still a better game idea than some creepy guy coming at you with a ruler. Get it down, get it down. Get it down, get it down. Get it down, get it down. 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 Yeah. When I do the actual riff, I'll make sure these look a little bit better, but works for now, I guess. Yes. Dum dum dum. Get it down, get it down, get it down, get it down. I'm thinking of another Seder that's a chocolate mousse. Pumpkin pie and chocolate mousse. That'd be fun to design. There we go. This is a song that Kay recommend. And it hurts. Haha. But I guess that's what makes it a good song, is what that it hurts. All right. Oops. What do you guys think so far? Oh, stretch legs. Aw. Not bad. Didn't struggle with her color so much, but literally just 3. Well, no, 4. 5. I mean, do you count technically this color and that color are 2 different colors? But variations of a color is different than, you know. Thank you. I've been dragging my feet with her because I wasn't quite sure how to make her clothes look. Like, this was like literally before I made her a satyr. This is what she looked like, but her coat just didn't feel right. You know, like I love I love coats with tails on them. It's definitely looking a vibe. But I give a lot of my characters those kind of coats. And I wanted it to stand out. The biggest part of her design is, I would say, right here in this area. Hopefully it, hopefully it looks like what it needs to look like to get the idea across. You're not good at drawing or design. Crit. Jen and I are gonna find you and we're gonna beat you up for saying that. We're gonna find you and we're gonna beat you up for saying that. Yeah. I mean, we might not know exactly. You know, we know you're somewhere in the UK in a city. And that doesn't narrow it down too much, but, you know, we're determined. We're determined. I think Score is the only OC I have with somewhat elaborate outfit, to be fair. Score, or, no. Scorn's sister. I love how she looks. She's like like a little pinky goth girl. She's so cute. I'm sorry, I still can't remember her name, but last picture I remember, she had a really awesome outfit. All you really gotta do, and if you need some like help, like if you need some stuff, places to go to be inspired by your clothes, as much as Pinterest is like a double-edged sword because of how it's definitely become AI hell. Usually you can tell what stuff's AI and what's not, but and you know, a lot of like things get uploaded there with no credit to the actual artist. But it is a solid place to find inspiration, you know. Arna does Giselle. Arna. Okay, does she mind if I call her Arnada or Arna for short? I mean, it doesn't always have to be elaborate outfit. I think that you typically... Yeah, no, okay, so here, let me bring up Mia's ref. Here. Mia's outfit is literally just a blue shirt, a mini jacket, and the... I mean, you see this combo everywhere with the shorts and the leggings, but I like it, and I think it... Even though I see this... You see it everywhere. Like, this combo now is not a unique design. It's not a unique outfit choice. But I think, even though it's not unique, I think it fits her as a character. It's very, like, allows her with a lot of move. She's a very active, very movement kind of... She's action girl trope, you know? And it fits her. So even though it's not the most unique... unique, clothing setup... It like, I think... I understand the want of, like, having a unique, a truly unique outfit for your characters, but I think the most important thing to think of is what does your outfit say about your character? She's got the silhouette game down? Does she? I hope so. I think that's definitely my like, something that I tend to focus on a lot is the silhouette, but, what does your outfit say about your character? That's the thing you need to focus on. I know wanting something unique definitely, I think as artists and wanting our art to stand out is that's just something that a lot of us want. But what your outfit says about your character is going to be probably the most important thing. Arna Dozel, she has a very gothy, kind of punky vibe to her, and that... But she's also, but pink is also, she's black and white, but she also has pink, and pink's a very bubbly color. So even though I don't know, like, maybe I don't know everything about her character, I can get sort of a vibe and a sort of, like, what it says about her, just by her outfit alone. You can probably get a good idea what about her. Like, what does this guy say about you? What does his outfit say? Like a lot of these aspects of his outfit, not that unique, you know? Big ass coat, hat with a feather in it. Not unique on its own. but it probably tells you about, you know, what his character is, right? Loud laughing and accidentally hits you back too hard. Yes! Oh, crit! Crit, you got it! Exactly! That's exactly the kind of guy he is. He's energetic. He's loud. He's very, but very friendly about it too. But you know, if you threaten him or anybody he cares about, he's gonna be a force of nature to fight for that. You know? Yeah. So focus on what the clothes say about your character. And the thing is, I think you already kind of got this, crit. Like, I'm not saying this as something that, I don't think you know this, or I think you're an amateur or anything like this. I think you inherently know this. He also likes to see. He likes the pirate aesthetic, yes. I think his ship is a ship that kind of goes, can be in the water or in space or in the air. Versatile, you know. Hey Vid, how's it going? But yeah, I think you already know, like, I think you do actually, like, inherently know about how clothes are a big part of the character design. It sounds like you don't know that you know that yet, because I think you have a much stronger sense than you're giving yourself credit for. Space water, yeah. We're talking about character design. Crit doesn't think he has a good sense of clothes design for his OCs, and I'm just like, you stop that. Slap those words out of your mouth. No, you don't. How you doing, Vid? How's your week been? Other than, you know, tiring. I mean, I'm sure, like, everyone here is like, how's your week been? Tiring. Yeah, me too. One way or another. Oh no! Spud has been home for 2 weeks, so I'm soup. Vid is soup! Soup Vid! Been just cross-stitching tonight? Aw. What you cross-stitching? Feel free to share pics if you want to. I mean, I would like to see pics. I'm saying I would like to see them if you want to share them. I like my characters, but I've never been 100% on their solid on their old outfits, to the point where I had to just make them wear something different every time I draw them. That's fine too. I think, but the thing is, you know, you deciding at that moment what they're going to wear is also a reflection of their character. Because let's see, like Scorn. Are you ever gonna draw Scorn in a pink tutu? Huh, Crit? You ever gonna draw her in a pink tutu? Or bunny slippers? Don't tempt me. Even in that moment, even if you want to do something different every time you draw them, even in that moment, you are deciding what they're wearing based on their character, and then that says something about their character. My best friend's sisters do a baby girl in June. Oh, cool. Oh, yes, please. Also, decent portion of them don't wear clothes. This is true. But even accessories. Like Jack 2. Jack 2 has a translator device, right? I mean, that means that even though he doesn't wear clothes or you know, talks, he still wants to be understood. Or the fact that it says something about his biology, you know? Wearing a translator says something about his biology, even if it's not, like, about the personality. Oh my god! It's so cute! Oh! It's a little fox! Sorry. Sorry. I'm reeling myself. I gotta reel myself back in. It's cute. Yeah. I also like that it's I like pink and I like blue, but I'm not a fan of like assigning colors gender, you know? They're colors, you know? But I do like it when people like choose not the this is boy color, this is girl color. So I like that it's you know, it's more like, you know, it's got a spring or autumnal vibe to it. It's not like overly, you know, ham-fisted. This is a girl and she likes girl things. Pink, sparkles, dresses, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah, same. We obviously didn't know what Spud was going to be. So all the things she had initially was Ginger Ninja. Yeah. Yeah. And then like when the kid grows and they can pick out their own favorite color, then that's when you go nuts, you know? That's when you go nuts with that one with a single color. I actually did like pink a lot in my earlier years, but the thing is I think pink was like so especially in the 90s, you know, pink was for girls. All the pink stuff was, you know, I feel like obviously this is not the same for everybody, you know, if you like pink, you like pink. But I feel like liking pink was me back then was like a product of propaganda. I still like pink. I still like it. I still think it's a really pretty color. But like once I started seeing all the shades that blue could offer, it's like, "Oh, no, this is for me. This is my color." And especially when I started like drifting away from like identifying from like the associate like it was I would say that I don't really call myself female anymore in the sense, but like the thing is I think for a long time I haven't really associated myself with the typical label of it, I suppose. I think Vid can like know what I mean regarding that, since you know you like a they them pronoun. Yeah, yeah. I very much rebelled against the pink clothes when I was younger. I like it now, but I don't really want it. Yeah, I have like pink nail polish that I'll probably put on, and I have a pink OCs that I think are really cool and pretty. Not really a color that I associate with myself, but I still like it as a color. It's not pink's fault that it's you know gets you know that it's a source of propaganda in our society. It's a bit of a traditional in my family where the cross stitch. Me and my sister each got one when we were born by our grandma. Mom didn't make any for our kids, but I'm sure I made something for my niece and one for my viewers way back. Love Augie made one for Spot. Aww. The next species all wear a helmet. It's pretty much unanimous except for when they are large groups of them. They can talk to each other without one. I see. Pink used to be the boy color. Yeah. Yeah, pink was and it was the good old the good old Nazi party that switched it because apparently they labeled it was like the pink triangles that they put on um the prison uniforms for homosexuals. So yeah. Lavag is a name I ain't seen in ages. Spud is interested in both my cross stitching and my knitting, so I'll teach her when she's older. Santa used to be green. Yeah, it was Coca-Cola that made the whole the image that we see Santa now. It was old Coca-Cola advertising. Power of advertising, I guess. Fan can forgive. Yeah, you told me, Vid, how mom forced you at a very early age to knit, and it was really hard on your hands. But I'm glad you yeah, that's ugh. I'm glad you were able to redefine it as something you still love. You know, despite the origin, which is not something everybody can do. I know a lot of people who were forced into sports at an early age because their parents were sports fanatics, and now they just it not only do they not care for it, they actively like have it like a general distaste for it. So being able to take something that was forced on you at an age, but still like, you know, make it your own and have a healthy relationship that you still love doing is really cool, and I'm glad that you were able to do it despite it. Yeah, same. Not surprised at all. My sister refused to pick up needles after that. Yeah. I think at you want to share your interests with your kids, but I think at early ages you need to like look at what their interests are and share their interests what their interests at that age first. You know, so that they are allowed to like come into their own identity. That's my take anyway. Like that's my take as someone who was once a kid, despite not having any. You know, like it's one of those things where it's like, do I have a right to criticize like you know someone's choice of parenting? And I'm like, well, I was a kid once, and I do actually have a few opinions on that, despite not having any kids of my own. I know Spud, and I know she's going to get bored and get frustrated and get upset if she gets it wrong. So I'll wait until she's more mature and more agile with her hands. Yeah, yeah, that was the thing. Like I've been drawing all my life, but I saw the most advancement of a skill level when I was more of an adult, like late teens adult. Because when you're a kid, you're still like developing motor skills. You're still learning how to be a person. It's different for everybody, but that's what I noticed when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. I just start to panic. Panic. I just start to panic. Panic. Sorry, but also not sorry because that's you come here, you listen to me sing. That's the toll you must pay. It feels like I just start to panic. I just start to panic. Ugh. We had a serious talk with her today. Little shit has refused to eat dinner for the 2 weeks she's been home. There's something wrong with everything. The chicken is too wet dry, the broccoli is too juicy, the pancakes are too sticky. It's what? How old is she now? I mean, it sounds like she's pushing boundaries. But usually that's like something that you see in like early toddler years and then again in the teens. She's such a shit. She's 7.5. Wow. You are too young to be this dramatic girl. It is too early for this for this level of drama. But you're back. It's too quiet. And she was stressed about school, about the kids that aren't listening. Like, why are you giving a damn about what other kids are doing? Nah, I get it. I mean, the sad truth about kids is that they are people, but they're people with less life experience. So while some things, seem like an obvious, like, don't care about this or don't worry about that, because we have the life experience to rely on to not like stuff like that bother us. But with kids, it's like they don't got that yet. So everything's a big deal. Everything's the end of the world. Everything is this or that, Oh, it was too quiet. Oh, you were worried about it. Okay. I was worried that something was wrong with the stream. How they all they got, and they give it all they got. Hate that, Jen. What is he too suspicious and quiet? Running around playing the crinkle ball and then just quiet. So I'm like, uh-oh. What did he find? What did he get into? What did he trapping? I like it. The worst of my worries that when TV accidentally skipped an episode of Digimon. Yeah. Never forgave them for that. Oh gosh. Like, you shouldn't care as much if Abudella keeps copying her. Trust us, the teachers will find out when they do a test separately and they see that she's actually dumb as bricks. Yeah, yeah. Like, if something that I wish I learned early on was that just focus on what you can control. Because the thing is, yeah, exactly. Focus on what you can control. And if somebody is being a shit, their comeuppance is nigh, But I understand being that age and being where everything's always a big deal. Like, I cared so much what other people think, but then I was taught to care about what other people think. I was taught that everybody was judging me all the time. That if I didn't look a certain way or acted a certain way, people were always going to, assume that that's all I was and all I had to offer. Like, I told her out of the 28 kids in my classroom growing up, 2 were my friends and the rest bullied me. And I guess what? I didn't give a single damn about it. And I finished school with good grades and haven't seen those jerks since. Yeah. That's another thing. You need that you are not going to see those fuckers again. Like, it's easy to assume because you're basically spending 12 straight years, if you don't move, 12 straight years with the same group of peers. For 12 fucking straight years. And if they form a bad opinion about you early on for one reason or another, there's nothing that you can really do to change that, that negative opinion they have of you. And it sucks, because you think that this is it. This is going to be how the rest of your life is. But, no. You aren't gonna see those fuckers again once you graduate. But the thing is, it's so hard to see, like, so many years in the future when you're not even a decade old, you know? It's hard to think of, like, decades beyond school when you're not even a decade old yourself. So it's one of those things that it's like you can try very as much as you can to teach, but some things you really can only learn from experience. I remember when it was the end of the old things when you went into a game store and to buy a game and was looking forward to it and they didn't have it. Ugh, hated that. Yeah. What was my biggest thing? God, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I remember. Here, I'm gonna pause the music as I talk about this because I need to. Hearing and talking aren't always sometimes go against the brain sometimes. Um, Here, let me catch up with chat and then I'll tell my little story. Yeah, Ox said too that he can't remember the names of them and that he's seen them in 20 plus years. These kids are mostly just temporary in your life. Yeah, he told her that all these kids that aren't her close friends are basically just NPCs with a limited line of conversation. I rarely ever run into anyone I went to high school with aside from Sam. Uh, military kid. Yeah, military kids. Yeah, NPCs is a good way to compare to it. Yeah, I'm always a little hesitant about referring to other people as NPCs because I think that can lead to uh, a sense. I mean, obviously, case by case basis, but there's some people out there who really see other people in their life as NPCs and they're the main character, and therefore they can treat them like lackeys or uh, subordinates or something like that. So you got to be careful about that kind of labeling. You don't want to give someone like an overinflated sense of ego where they're the center of the world. That's just I'm careful in that sense. I know that's not how you're using it. I know I'm not trying to like insinuate that you are, but that's just it goes against my migraine a little bit. That kind of wording. Um, I remember that we had this was before we had Game Boys. We had these handheld video games that you got from Radio Shack where that were just I can't it was this style of game that was very popular in the early 90s in America where it was like a light box kind of thing. Um Tiger Electronics, yeah, they weren't calculators, but they were like video games, like Tiger Electronics. If they were popular elsewhere, I don't know. Electronics video games. Yeah. Yeah, they were basically Tiger Electronics LCD video games. And we had a couple um and I remember bringing them to school and then just putting it in my cubby. And I remember when I went out to recess and I came back, they were gone. Someone stole them. Um, and I remember, and this was second grade. This happened. Um, this was basically a source of anxiety and paranoia for years because at that point I was already really reprimanded a lot whenever I lost something because hey, I had ADHD back then and I always would lose a lunchbox or a glove or a mitten or something, and anytime I lose something um I got really told off by it because one, it happened a lot, and two, like didn't know I had this, so it was just me being careless or not caring, you know. Didn't wasn't There was no link to it being an actual disorder back then. She has this one friend in her class. She lives in the street away from us, and is this fucking kid. I can't stand her. She'll ask Spud if she can have something from her lunchbox, and if Spud says no, she'll just middle of a shift like, "I'll be a friend if you give me to." Oh. And then she'll come over literally just to ask for the snack, and then I say no to her, and then she'll literally leave 5 minutes later. Have you talked to her parent about this, or is her parent like the trouble thing is that there's definitely parents who are like, not my little kid would never, you know. We had to have very carefully tell Spud that she's not a friend. She's finally realized and that ain't nice. Good. This is the same child that would come over and ask if Spud could play and catch an attitude. Jesus Christ. Whose mom doesn't seem to give a shit about them. Oh, okay. All right. So she's learned to be manipulated to get her way because her mom isn't being a parent in her life. Yeah, trusted friends, something like that. I don't know who stole them to this day. Some kid admitted to stealing them, but he was very mentally challenged, let's just say. So I'm never really sure if he was just saying it or not, but you know. But I was very like I was. They were stolen because I was careless. Because I remember thinking, I put them in my cubby, thinking, oh, if I leave them like that, someone could just take them. But nah, it'll be fine. And then someone took them. Basically, I knew that it was a risk. It was a risk that I was gambling, and I lost. Basically, and I just remember this being such a source of paranoia and anxiety that just ate away from me for years. When I was second grade, that's like 7, 8 years old right there. I think for me it was 8 and 9 because I was held back in kindergarten. But I remember eating away with me second grade, eating away at me. And I remember I had one left. We had 3, and 2 were stolen. I had 1 left, and I actually gave one to my friend for safekeeping because I was afraid that once my parents saw, because my parents never asked about these games again. And I was afraid that if my parents saw the one that I had left, they would ask where the other 2 was, and then I would have to fess up that someone stole them, and then I would get punished. And I remember being so afraid of them seeing this extra one that was not stolen that I gave it to a friend to safeguard. And all of second grade ate away at me. All of third grade ate away at me. I don't think it was till 4th grade that I finally saw the in-school counselor. And I remember it was just to a point where I was just like so anxious and depressed and all over because of someone stealing these little Tiger Electronic video games. And I remember seeing the counselor, and I told him about it, and I just was crying, and I was sitting in my beanbag, and he's like, and he looks at me, and he sits back and he looks at me, and his name was Mr. Hartman, and I remember him. He was a really cool guy. He had like a very Mr. Rogers vibe to it, but he drove a motorcycle. Really cool guy. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he looked at me so. I remember this look he gave me, like this is a child who has been, like, you've been worrying about this for 3 years. And I look at him, I'm like, yeah. Like, he looked at me like he was in disbelief. He gave me such a look of disbelief that had this level of anxiety and paranoia and depression and all that in 4th grade. I remember that look, man. I remember that. I remember, like, this is like that was the first time I think in my entire life that someone looked at the state that I was in and gave me a sign that this was not normal. Like, man, it was like, it was validation too, you know? Yeah, God, when you realize something is not normal, exactly. That something is very fucking wrong. That's not your fault, you know? Something is wrong and it's not your fault. You are not the when I talked to my counselor like 5 years ago since I've seen her, um she basically told me like, yeah, you were raised to believe that you were a bad kid. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I was raised to believe I was a bad kid all the time. Even though it was just me having this disorder." Not really a thing here. I would say that's unfortunate. I would say we didn't have we had school counselors, but I remember the other counselors that I went to were very dismissive. Like why do you, are you working in a, like, they were like, he was very gentle and very patient and he was validating. But I remember seeing some other counselors. I remember one counselor in high school who said, like, when I told her that I was struggling, keeping on task and figuring things out, she basically said, "How have you tried using your planner?" Bitch. Bitch. Like, oh. I was too trusting of what adults said back then, but now I look at it like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then I remember my middle school counselor. I basically told her everything that I was suffering at home, like what was going on at home and how I was feeling and stuff like that. She told everything I said to her to my parents. She told everything I said to her that I thought I was telling her in confidence. She told everything to my parents. And I remember don't make us the bad guy. Sometimes, where now I look at that and it says, sometimes you're the bad guy. Sometimes you're the bad guy in people's life, and you need to fucking own up to that. Sorry, let me catch up what you say here. Her mom seems to both her daughters, and it's always screaming at them. And I'll play in the streets super far away in their houses so I can see where they get their shit from. She came to our door once. She didn't even say hi, thanks for a while. It was just, "I'm here" for name. And they practically dragged her out before she even gotten her shoes back on. Didn't say bye or anything, but I don't want to talk to the witch. She reminds me too much of my. Ugh, God, I'm sorry, Ved. At least you know that at least you've gotten through Spud's brain not to deal with her, and hopefully. It's sad that these kids are being raised to be little horrible shits, but sometimes at a certain point it's just like, you gotta not your circus, not your monkeys. Gotta focus on your own family and making sure everyone's taken care of. One of those stolen games showed up multiple years later, hidden in the deepest corner of my home. Man, I miss beanbags. God, when you realize, yeah, something's not. Counselors aren't really a thing. School nurses are barely a thing. We definitely did not have school nurses at our school in the 90s and early 2000s. I think now it's a thing, though. I told Ark something about my mom once, and the sheer look of disgust and almost disbelief on his face. He was like, "What the fuck?" And I thought about it, and I was like, "Shit, yeah, no, I know that feeling too." You say verbatim something what someone says to you, and they look at you like, "What? Why aren't you infuriated? Why aren't you upset?" And I'm just blank, and I'm like, should I be? I mean, I think I might be. Am I? You've been gaslit your entire fucking life to where you can't even trust your own feelings. Ah! Fun! I remember years into school, I had to go to school nurse for something, and my first thought was, this exists. We had counselors and nurses in our school growing up. The one thing I spoke with a counselor here was in high school, and it was figured out classes. Picking up classes here was mostly a tick to the box. Yeah, well, we don't. Yeah, we don't. There's. That's the one thing I'm really American school system is borked beyond belief. But I hear what they do in Sweden and Scandinavian countries where, not just college, but in late high school and stuff like that they can focus on the classes that that they're the most interested in, where it's general studies. Oh yeah, I mean, you might not need this algebra class in the future that you plan for yourself, but you should take it. You need to take it anyway. You need to know this stuff. Motherfucker, no I don't. I haven't used algebra once. Once! Once in 20 years! Christ! So, yeah, I mean, I look at, I mean, the thing is, I guess, it sucks that I went through all that, but because I took the time to process it, I am a stronger person, and I have a strong sense of self, just, in spite of all that, in spite of all the shit I've been through long ago and in more recent years. And I could be the person that I needed, I think that's a big thing for a lot of us that grew up with trauma. We become the person that we needed the most, And I needed someone who validated me, who was, nurturing, who was empathetic, who took interest in my interests, Took interest in my interests. I fucking needed that. I needed that so much. Who made an active who actively made an effort to be a part of my life, That's the person that I needed. And I look at who I try to be now, and I'm like, yeah. We told Spud that we know you're very nice, but it's important to set boundaries, not let people walk all over for you. Yeah. That's just my normal. Yeah, right? Not a one damn time, not once. I don't need freaking... yes, not damn, yeah. Pythagoreans or... that, yeah. Yeah. Pythagoras theorem, yeah. I told Arxmath is on you when she gets to algebra and whatnot. I'm useless with numbers, yeah. I still struggle with basic addition and subtraction. Or multiplication. Ugh. I need an asshole in my life. Shit. I need to reevaluate. Jen. I would say, Jen, that you are someone who validates feelings. And you are, you do support people. So... I know that if there's a thing in the U.S., but here, large schools are often organized into tiers per year, which the smart kids are in the high tier, and the ones that need the most help are in the low tier. Looking back, that's mostly been horribly demoralizing for kids. Yeah, the lowest tier. You basically suddenly tell them in your face you're dumb. Yeah, no. There's in the U.S. there's definitely special education, which I wish they the term special is very when it comes to that kind of labeling for that kind of thing, very demoralizing, I'm sure. Some people but the thing is disorder okay, I know the having disorders is normal. It's something I know though inherently, this having the disorder and trying is the actively having disorder, it makes it makes things abnormal. But some people having different struggles in different areas is normal in a population scale. And treating and being othered like that is going to yeah, I think everybody here has been othered in one way or another. And it feels, yeah, I don't know. It feels like shit. Furry child? Alright. The thing is, I probably should have been in some of those, special education classes, because I was really struggling. But the thing is, yeah, ADHD wasn't something that, it was something that little boys had, and that's it. Autism was something that you had to be, was only something that was considered if it was way on the spectrum, Now it's a lot more like, diverse. Like basically, like millennials and Gen Xers who kind of got, who weren't treated serious with their struggles, grew up into adults, and now we're giving those we're giving those areas the attention they deserve. That's basically what's happening now. Because we didn't get that kind of attention that we really needed. Anyway, I need a sip of water because I've been talking. I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. And my mouth is all dry because I can't ever shut the fuck up. It's okay. We have fun. We have fun here. What's everyone's Easter's plans? I know Jen's going to see family, which I'm sure she's super excited for. Because she always seems super excited to visit family. Work? No! Crit! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Awkward family dinner. Yeah. Well, Jen, you can make it even more awkward by showing pics of your new baby. And making it known that this is the closest thing as a grandchild your parents are gonna get. I'm sorry, Crit. No. Why? Like, have they told you like this is temporary, or is this just like? Because it sounds like okay. One of my first jobs ever was movie gallery. Your mom loves him? Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad she's accepted as her own. One of the first jobs I ever had was movie gallery, which was a movie rental place. And I was like, I had that job for like 5 months. And during those 5 months, I went through like, 5 managers. It was bad. Very poorly managed. Worst. So my our district manager, worst boss I ever fucking had. But I remember one of the early things I did because I was competent, because I was like one of the most competent people at the job. I got promoted to an MOD, which is a moderator. And a moderator is basically where I do a lot of stuff that I get a lot of more responsibilities. I open, I close. I even deposited the money into the bank a few times. I do basically a lot of stuff the manager does. Didn't see any pay raise though. It was like, hey, you have this. I was very naive back then. I actually got paid under minimum wage because the person who hired me was an idiot and I was also an idiot. So I didn't say anything. I didn't bring that to attention or anything like that. So I was being paid like $6.25 an hour, I think. This was 2006, by the way. So 2006, minimum wage I think was at least $7. I got paid $6.25 an hour. Anyway, yeah, I got basically put to a position where I was essentially a manager, doing manager-esque stuff, but I wasn't getting $7.50 if I recall. Yeah. Yeah, of course not. Just more BS. Yeah, basically, yeah. So it kind of sounds like you've been like, I don't know if they promoted you or gave you like, it sounds like they're putting a lot more on you, but not giving you like, from what it sounds like, no more pay, just like more to do. I don't know. But like, have they told you like this is just temporary or we're just understaffed? Like, was there any like indication that is this just permanent, or are they just like not being clear? I guess is what I'm wondering about your work, Crit. More pay because of more hours, and there's definitely a staff issue. Oh, okay. So they're understaffed. Okay, I see. Oh shit, was this like and this is something that retail stores do all the fucking time, is where they, because this happened to Bed Bath and Beyond after I left. They downsize. They like, okay, we need to cut costs, so they downsize, lay off a bunch of people, lay off like when I was working at Bed Bath, we had 5 managers, and 3 were on duty all the time, and then we had like, you know, three to four employees and me at the cash register. So we were always like fully staffed at the store. When I left, like a few years after I left, they downsized, basically let go of 3 of the managers, and let go a lot of the employees. So it was always understaffed, but they were technically saving money, but basically putting so much more responsibility and work on the employees that were still left. So it sounds like, I don't know if this is something that the higher ups did, where a lot of people got let go, and now it's up to everyone else to fill in those gaps. If that's the case, though, my condolences, because that's always fucked up when they do that. Which is, oh, no, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I live in a small population state, so minimum wage is always going to be. I think only recently did it finally get up to $10, but yeah. Ugh. Still though, my condolences, Crit. I hope shit gets figured out. But you know, if it's a corporate decision, who knows when that's gonna happen. I could not live on that here. Oh yeah, no. I worked full time, a few different jobs, and I never made enough to where I could actually live on my own. I just wanted to make Game Boy RPGs and dragons, but alas. I'm sorry, Crit. I mean, something that I see people do is like they release their game free on itch.io, but then they do like a more enhanced version on Steam that has like some like maybe updated graphics or a few other like extra features or something like that. I don't know if that would be your cup of tea, but that's something, you know. Obviously, you know, I don't know if that's gonna. No guarantees if that's gonna, you know, break the bank for you, but make bank for you. I mean, but it might be a step in the right direction. Alright, I'm gonna put music back on. I'm probably not going to be streaming much longer here, but I was thinking of making a paid map editor for. Oh, yeah. That could work. I don't like this either. Just something, you know. Something that people can throw a couple bucks towards. Sometimes I even see like people like putting like a developer like a support pack, you know. Where like maybe it's just like what you buy is actually just like a skin, but you make it clear that this is to support the developer. I've seen that before on Steam. Uh, well, what you could do is, like, if you want to at some point release the game on Steam, put it down for like $3 or something like that. And if people want to show support for what you did, they can buy it on there. Sure, they can play it for free on itch.io if they want, but if they want it on their Steam library, which is always like nice to have everything on there, and then show you a little support financially, that could be a place to do it, you know? Started reading manga for Apothecary Diaries as promised, but promised arcs I would stop once I was up to where we are in the anime, and I just I don't think I've ever heard of that. Apothecary Diaries. You enjoy it? Oh, cheetahs are cute. I love their tear stain markings. So cute. Fun fact: cheetahs apparently are super anxious, and there was a point where cheetahs almost went to extinct. So a lot of the cheetah genetic pool is very small because they had to rely on small populations to in order to replenish their numbers. I love, yeah. Not genetic. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. There is something called the king cheetah, which is where it's a certain mutation where they get like a really dark like pattern, like less spots, more like a marbling, and they have this really like dark like mane that's going down their back. Really fucking cool looking. I really Let's see if I can. King cheetah. Yeah. King cheetah. So their spots are more like you would see like marbling in some cat patterns. And they got this really like dark stripes going down their back. They got their own support dog. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that. I think that's really cute. I really wanted to do fan art for the anime, but God, that means drawing characters and that's like hard. Oh, vid. Okay, what's it called? Apothecary Diaries. Apothecary Diaries. Oh, it looks cute. Looks like Chinese. No, wait, no, that's Japanese. I know there's like a lot of Japanese there's like this sort of like genre of Japanese anime that's based in China as like is like Chinese dramas. Oh, it is during ancient China. Okay. Well, then why is she wearing a kimono then? Unless she's from Japan. Is she from Japan going into China? Like, oh my gosh! Thank you for thank you for the raid. J Star Creations. Oh hey, Birdie brought you in. God, what the hell? What the hell, Birdie? Thank you. Here, I'm gonna give you a Stardew. Oh, I love Stardew, but who doesn't love Stardew, right? Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. You probably won't regret it. I would say most of the time people haven't. It depends. Oh, hey, thank you. I did an art stream with Birdie a couple months ago before I got sick. Or no, after I got sick. We did like a monster generator thing. It was fun. I was down to find more artists. I think we played Gartic Phone together once. Ah, I see. Yeah, Gartic Phone, that's always been fun. Yeah, I'll give you a follow back. I don't normally do follow backs, but since you're from Birdie's crew and we probably ran into each other, I don't mind. Since I'm saying that though, you know, because there's people out there who do follow for follows, and I'm just covering my ass in that sense. Sorry if that sounded rude. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, Vid's an artist, Jen's an artist, Crit's an artist. Dang it. Third is fine too. Glad it makes sense. I'm always afraid of being misunderstood, so. Who's an artist? Jen. Let me watch this video. I shouted Jen, but your stream dislikes me. Aw. I'm sorry, Vid. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I go to Streamlabs and I look at, you know, moderators, and you're there. You're one of them. Let's see. Quotes. Dashboard. Subs, donation, host bits. Okay, well. I guess it's on Twitch. I don't know. I'm sorry, Vid. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, Bird, like, I remember getting on Birdie's case. I always see Birdie playing because we follow each other on Steam. I always see Birdie playing a game. Birdie's always playing a game, and I remember asking Birdie, when do you sleep? When do you sleep, Birdie? When do you sleep? Because I look at, like, in the morning, playing a video game. In the evening, playing a video game. In the afternoon, playing a video game. At night, playing video games. When do you sleep, Birdie? When do you sleep? I don't know when you sleep. Fun fact, she did not have a clear answer for me. Sleep is for the week? Or more like sleep for a week, am I right? Here, I'll show you. Talking about Apothecary Diaries, just to give some context. I saw this on when I did a Google search, and I'm like, oh, that's clearly a kimono, unless these are just not their regular outfits. Maybe this is not regular outfits. Yeah, sleep for a week, exactly. But their other outfits that I'm looking here on their pictures do feel very Chinese. So it is a Japanese anime that's a Chinese drama. Emperors and concubines. I see. Yeah, those are kimonos, but it might be just like a, because it is a Japanese anime. It might be just like, here they are doing Japanese things. You know, it might be just one of those things. I'll definitely check it out. You know, it looks like it does look like one of those kind of like. So let me guess: is he the emperor, and she's like a doctor, and is it kind of like one of those like will they won't they things? No. Watch it. Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Just watch it. Is it on Netflix? I don't have a Crunchyroll sub right now. Cuz who can afford every fucking subscription right now? I sure can't. I mean, I'll find it somewhere. Somewhere, you know. They just added. Okay, good. Too pricey. I know. It's fucking. I just. It was originally be like, hey, here's an alternative to cable, but now it's like it's becoming more like cable all the time, and I hate it. Just abuse us. I really need to rewatch Trigun. It's been years. I love Trigun. Run. I'll run. I'll run. I'll run. I'll keep running. I'll keep running. I'll keep running. I'll keep running. I mean, you can't. Indeed. You can't catch me. Sorry, the song slaps. This is why I never watch new stuff. I'll just watch old animes and watch new stuff eventually. I understand that. I have this long list of stuff I need to watch that people keep recommending me. And it's like, I need to get through it. I want to watch stuff. I really do. And really, like, watching stuff and doing art is, like, the best activity. Because the thing is, like, I'm not a big reader. Reading is hard for me to do. And you can't really read and do something else at the same time. And I'm very much a multitasker in that sense. But then again, I'm not great at watching because I'll usually just... I think it's a commitment thing, you know? It's a commitment thing where it's like, I can commit to like maybe a couple hours of a YouTube video. Or like a you know, weekly series from a Let's Play channel. But like a whole TV show that's going to take me like a whole week to go through... Arx watches everything, so that's currently the only sub we have apart from Spotify. I see. And if you want more, we can go sail the high seas. Yes. I have a really great site that I go to for movies and TV shows. I will send a link to you guys, because the thing is, it's streaming. Like downloading naughty, but if you're streaming off a site, there's nothing depend on you directly. It's the site that's doing the naughty. You're not doing the naughty. So I'll have to like send you a link to this one site that I go to. You like to window watch? Yeah, hands busy and my soup brain focused. Aw, Vid. What does Vid soup taste like? Now I'm curious. Oh yeah, if you start an episode, you're committed to watching everything. Yeah. Committing to a whole series. I need to finish Doctor Who because my friend really wanted me to get back into Doctor Who because he said that there's some stuff that I would really like. And there's some stuff that I have really liked. But at the same time, Doctor Who doesn't... Like Tenet was such a good Doctor Who that any other Doctor Who, like, even if they're really good, and the most recent Doctor is really good. He is very charming and really good. It's still, though, because Tennant is like this new pinnacle of good, of like how good of a Doctor he was. It's gonna be like, I just want more of Tennant, you know? And he actually did come back again. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm going to get a Doctor Who. I understand that. I would say Doctor Who's writing is very mixed. Here, I'm going to pause this again since I'm going off a tangent. Oh, have a good night. Have a good night, Crit. We'll let's see. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is I'm going back to Outer Wild, so hopefully to see you there. Okay, so Doctor Who's writing is very mixed. Stephen Moffat, who was like the main writer for a lot of those early like Tenet and 9, 10, 11. I don't know if he's still a writer. I honestly don't know. He's very good at writing tension, and he's good at writing tension. He's good at writing thrillers. He's very good at writing thrillers. Interpersonal relationships, though, not so great. My favorite companion of the Doctor is Donna, because there's no pressure of them being an item. There's no pressure of like, and the thing is, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love a good romance story. I didn't really like Rose, to be honest, and I didn't really like what's her face, the doctor, not the doctor, but she was like a medical doctor. Like, and then there's like River Song, who was another romantic relationship. It's like there's like, not every relationship has to be like I think it's just kind of like something that our society tends to like label like the best, the pinnacle of a relationship has to be a romantic one. Like, romance is the most important relationships of your life. Romance is going to be, you know, the type of relationship you want to aspire to. You know, it puts a lot of pressure as that being the most important relationship. And like, and in some ways, you know, there's truth to that as far as like spouses. You know, your spouse comes first. Your partner comes first and stuff like that. Those who you love, like, but the thing is, love doesn't have to be defined by romance. And the fact that there's this constant push of romance, it feels forced at times and doesn't feel natural a lot of the times. And I didn't feel like a lot of the romances in Doctor Who felt natural. I felt like there was like this force. Like there wasn't chemistry in a lot of them. That's my take anyway. That's why Dawn is my favorite companion, because they already established that. They established that she was not interested in him in any kind of romantic sense, but they bonded in such a way that they would die for each other. They love each other in a platonic way that isn't defined by romance, but they still love each other and would die for each other. And those relationships, I love to see more of those. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, J-Star. I would definitely agree with that. Because, it takes time to build those. Now, in real life, there's like, like, you know, the tropes in Disney movies where people fall in love in a matter, like, there's definitely crushes, and there's definitely infatuation and sexual attraction that can happen in a matter of days or weeks, but love is needs a bit more time to fully, you know, blossom. And in order to write that in a way that's convincing, you need the time it takes for that, and episodes are too short form to really, you know, make that feel authentic a lot of the time. which is why I will like Apothecary Diaries. Really? Okay, I'll watch it. Like I said, I do like romance stories. I do like them. But I think relationships need to expand, they need to expand, beyond romance. That's what I tend to do with these guys. Bonded pairs, or at least the ones that I have that are paired up, where their relation is that, there's a very intense bond there, but right now they're not defined by romance. It's more just like, this is someone who I went through a very difficult journey with, and we have a relationship that goes beyond friendship, that goes beyond that love, like deeply platonic love. Maybe I'll explore romantic relationships. I mean, I think I like the idea of non-bonded pairs, like still alumni. Maybe like one alumni, being in a relationship with another alumni, romantically. I don't know. If I'm not making sense, sorry. It's OC stuff, and I understand that. I can't expect I don't expect people to be on the same page with my OC stuff, because sometimes I'm not on my own page with my OC stuff. No, not a comic. I mean, maybe someday. I don't know if I have. Yeah. The like Jen and Crit, understand too. Like the OC brain rot is deep and eternal. Endless spiraling. But it's fun. It's a fun ride. It's a fun ride where it looks like I'm gonna be cringe for the rest of my life. No problem, Jen. Oh, cool. I would love to read that. I would love to make a comment someday. The thing is, one of the things that I remember reading a long time ago, and obviously this is not a hard rule. This is just was one person's opinion, is that if you want to make a comic, know how it starts and know how it ends, and then you can fill out the rest along the way. I don't know really how to do either. Like, I have a lot of the middle stuff, but I don't know how to start it and I don't know how to end it. So I'm just kind of like filling up the gaps that come to me. I would love to do a whole comment and stuff like that. You did it completely opposite? Really? You started from the middle? Yeah. I think that naturally I think that's how naturally a lot of people write too. But I still don't know how to end it or start it. It deals with concepts of infinity. So I don't really know how to end it in a way to where it doesn't feel like the end, Best thing to do with OCs. Yeah, and I want to. There's also visual novels you can do. There's also there was time when I was interested in making games, but I don't know if I have that in me anymore. I don't know. Right now, I'm doing art of the characters, I'm making references of them, I'm doing a lot of world building and stuff like that, and even though I would like to do more with this someday, I do feel a sense of fulfillment just with this, because there was a time when I felt so out of focus with I had a lot of concepts and a lot of themes that I really wanted to get into, but I lacked the ability. I lacked the ability to focus in on them and how I wanted to represent those themes, and things like that. I would often say that my ideas were stars that I couldn't connect together into a constellation, but now I feel like not just a constellation, but I have a whole fucking star map that I have of things that I feel like things are coming together, and I feel very like I'm like I feel like I'm being my own sources of inspiration, if that makes sense. Where I'm inspiring, like I come up with ideas, and that inspires me to go more and dig deeper more. So I'm like perpetual motion of inspiration right now, and it feels good, and I'm really kind of riding that wave right now. Then it was easier to just the fuck did we get here, and then once it was done, you know where to go. I see that. Totally fine, as long as you're satisfied with your creations, it's good. I don't think I'll ever be fully satisfied, because I think that's what pushes you to keep doing more. But I'm in a place where I feel... This is how I put it. I'm a fan of my own work. Alright, Jen. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. I'm probably not going to be much longer either. I got the colors done for her pretty much, and that's kind of just what I wanted to do this time. But yeah, I'm a fan of my own work, and that's something that took a long time to get here too. A lot of early artists probably there's that early artist syndrome of like putting your work down all the time because it's not at the place you want it to be. And I was definitely there for a long time. But I would say that I'm a fan of my own art. I'm a fan of my own characters. I'm a fan of my own stories, and it feels good. I eventually snowballed into a world building mess and kept going. Yeah. It starts off this tiny little like rolling down the hill, wee, and then I've been making stories all my life, but I would say that the OC aspect didn't really come into focus until junior high, I would say. And even then, I didn't do. I just kept them in my head because the thing is, I didn't know anyone else who did what I did. I didn't know anyone else who made characters or came up with stories, and I was such in a desperation to seem normal, despite being very not, that I just kept a lot of it to myself over the years. Yeah, it does. I found a lot of it also just is the people that you surround yourself with. Because you are the kind of the company you keep, but also just like if the people that you surround yourself don't make you feel good about yourself, it's also harder to find that place, You or me? You had the same experience? It's so funny. I remember talking to Kay in her stream a few days ago how it's funny because the thing is these days I interact the most with people who are in the queer community and people who are on the autistic ADHD spectrum, that's pretty much the majority of and of course artists, and that's pretty much the majority of the people that I interact with, and it gets to the point where I forget that we're the minority in socially in the world, that we're the minority. Yeah, ADHD yep. Shout out to Kay. Yeah, Kay is also an artist, also an awesome artist. Okay, yes. But yeah, it's always. I always got to remind myself that like online gives us the opportunity to make connections with people with more similar experiences with us. But the fact is, you can't forget your origin story, where the feeling of especially if you grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, where the internet wasn't like such the internet wasn't such a presence as it was now, where you feel alone all the time. Feeling alone all the time, feeling misunderstood all the time, feeling like you can't find anyone else in common with your interests all the fucking time. I remember that, man. I remember those times. Yeah, can't forget your origin story. You sure can try. I can run for you. You can't catch me, origin story. Even though you're an intricate part of my past and character growth. But yeah. So it's nice. It's nice running into people that have the same experience, because then not only does it validate my own, but it's also like, oh, you get it. 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 Despite everything, you get it. You understand. Sadly. Sadly, you understand. I'm sorry that you understand, but at least we understand together. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, the birdhouse is a good place, and I have to go, and I'll be lurking. Oh, sure thing. I'm probably gonna wrap up here, because the only thing I really wanted to do was color her, and I feel like she's at the point where maybe this one color. Like, I wanted to be cinnamon. I feel like that it heals my inner child to talk artsy stuff and yeah, exactly. I get you, Vid. Like, having artists that, but like, people who just, like, man, you wouldn't believe finding people who like video games. I couldn't even find people for a long time who liked video games. I couldn't find people for a long time who liked cartoons, animation. It took, I remember the things that my peers that I was stuck, the peers that we were stuck with for 12 years, the things that my peers that liked to talk about were things on the WB, like Felicity or Dawson's Creek or Smallville or some shit like that, like those teen dramas that were very popular. And it's like, to each their own, nothing wrong with that in that sense, but I remember feeling like I was treated like a kid, like even as a teen, people looked at me liking cartoons and treated me with like an infantile sort of approach, because, oh, you like cartoons, so that must mean you're simple-minded, I remember being treated a lot like that. Oh, you like Pokemon? Oh, you must have the mental processing of a 2-year-old. You had a teenage crush on Tom Welling. I watched a little bit of Smallville because I do like anything that's supernatural or sci-fi or fantasy. I did take the time to watch that stuff, even if it was live action and stuff like that, because I love that stuff. Regardless, Smallville kind of got boring for me a little bit along the way, because I wanted more like. It was just too much teen drama and not enough of that stuff that I liked, Amazing animation anime. So yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'll try to catch you next time you stream, and we could chat. We could chit. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more contrast on these. I'm like, oh, I'm satisfied with how she looks. She's done. No. I think I need a little bit more contrast between those browns. Bones growing up? I remember Bones. Bones was, I remember. I never really watched Bones. I remember Gosh, what was that show? I think it was on Netflix where the girl was a zombie, and in order to, but she solved people's. She was a zombie, but in order to, but she was solving people's murder mysteries by eating their brains and getting their last experiences. But when she ate their brains, she also kind of like got aspects of their personality. And it got a little racist, I would say, in some aspects. Because I remember there was this one scene where she ate an Asian person's brain, and suddenly she got good at kung fu. Like, yeah, it kind of went. It kind of. I don't know if that counts as racism. Maybe it does. Definitely, it's definitely a stereotype, I would say. Where it's like, yeah, the one Asian person's brain she eats, she suddenly gets great at kung fu, kind of thing. Oh, I was talking about a different show. I don't think it was Bones. I never saw Bones. I remember it was a big show that was going on, but I remember but she was basically Bones was where she like looked at people's bones to solve their murder cases, right? Like that's the gist of Bones that I got despite never watching it. But there was this one show on Netflix that I watched years ago where she was a zombie and she solved murder mysteries. She worked with the cadavers. She was like a mortician, and she ate people's brains because she was a zombie and she needed to eat people's brains in order to survive. But then she like got their last memories, and even aspects of their personality to solve their murder cases. Yeah, forensic stuff. But the thing is, it was a really interesting concept. I actually liked it. I'm not a big zombie person. I'm not I'm very picky. I'm very picky when it comes to my undead, undead creatures kind of thing. But there was one episode where she ate an Asian person's brain and became a kung fu master after she ate an Asian person's brain. And it's very like they're doing Asian like representation, and the only Asian representation they could think of doing is where they're all kung fu masters, and it's very much like it's a lame ass. It's like I love martial arts, I do, but shit like that is a stereotype. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Things like it's really weird. Like you watch certain stuff that were made at a certain time, and like, wow, that could not be made today. But then again, like you think, oh, good, that shouldn't be made today. You know, I watched so what a movie that I really love is Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a very fun film. Bill Murray's character is terrible. He's basically he's basically a lecherous what's the word I'm looking for? He's lecherous. He's a kind of a predator. Goes after pretty women. Manipulates pretty women. He kind of like sexually harasses, not sexually, verbally, like harasses them in a way, verbally, I guess. But the thing is, back then in the 80s, that kind of personality, that kind of person was celebrated back then. So it's very much his character was very much like put in he's a ladies' man, and that was treated like in a positive light, you know? Like, this is the kind of guy, a smooth talker who can manipulate any lady he wants into bed with him. Like, that's the kind of guy you want to see, that you admire, that you like. And it's like, wow. That's definitely something that cannot be made today, but good. But good, you know? I never got into Ghostbusters, but there's this movie that got arcs through dialysis as a toddler, so I can appreciate. Oh yeah, I like Ghostbusters because it was very much like I like people of different backgrounds and different personalities coming together as a team to solve a common problem. Oh yeah, song is on point, timeless. I love the found family aspect, which maybe they're kind of found family. Definitely found friends. I love a team of people coming together, um, who have very conflicting personalities and backgrounds, um, who maybe struggle sometimes to find common ground in some things, but are still coming together to stomach coming or they're coming together to find common ground, to fight something that they all need to fight against, or some sort of goal. I love stuff like that. And I would say that Ghostbusters is a good example of that, where like you have the scientists, but all the scientists are very different in personalities, and then you have I can't remember his name, the fourth guy that comes in, where he's more of a working class guy, but he brings a different perspective into the group too that I really liked. I don't know, it's stuff like that. It's just is really fun for me. You can say I'm inspired by it. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, me and sister are so different in what we watch and everything, really, because while I love anime and whatnot, she watches Desperate Housewives like a million times, and I still can't watch it this day. But that show just full. Oh God. I watched Birdie. I ain't talking shit. I talk roses and cinnamon rolls and sweet little baby birds. I watched Desperate Housewives the first season with my mom back in the day because this is when the show was first coming out, mind you. I don't think I could watch that show now, because of that reason. Vid, because it's basically terrible people doing terrible things, and how they figure out how they get out of it. I can't watch Sunny. I cannot watch, Sunny in Philadelphia, whatever that show name is. I cannot watch that show at all. I tried watching the first episode, and I'm like, these people are awful. They're terrible. I need somebody who I can root for. I need somebody who I want to, like, I want them to achieve what they want. I need somebody they root for. Shows like that, there's nobody to root for, because all those people are just selfish, you know? Yeah. I remember liking a few episodes of Desperate Housewives, but I was very young. I feel like I was very young back then and didn't really understand, like, I didn't have a clear sense of self, and I didn't really understand, like, the red flags that people would have I didn't understand red flags. I think that was a big thing. So a lot of the stuff that a lot of that stuff went over my head, and I just thought, oh, funny person doing funny thing. But now that I'm, like, world weary, grown, sense of self, more aware of people's shit, Oh, it was 2005. Yeah, that's when I graduated high school. Yeah. No, I was definitely. I remember liking that show. I remember liking the first season, but I was definitely not. I was a different person back then. Yeah, I'm jaded. Yes. I cannot watch that show again as the person that I am now. Because I need somebody to root for. I need somebody who has flaws, because flaws, everybody has flaws, and flaws makes us relatable to each other, so, but there's difference with having flaws and somebody being, like, not a good person, but the fact that they're not a good person, that they're manipulative, that they lie to get what they want, that they manipulate people or exploit people to get what they want. The fact that kind of behavior is celebrated in a positive light. Can't do that anymore. Nope, can't do that. Like, I know I just said that, I said I that kind of goes back on, like, how I still like Ghostbusters despite that, but I would say, I don't know. I kind of lost the point what I was trying to say. I think there's still something different, but the difference, what's different there might be just my own like biases, and what I'm willing to, what I can handle on a personal level. If that makes sense. I stopped watching it when it was season where the redhead mom hid her daughter away from months and pretended that she yeah, I think I remember that. Her name was Bree. I remember that because I do like the name Bree. I think it's a pretty name. That lady, like, she was like a perfectionist. She cared very much what people think, and it's like, that what she was doing was terrible, but you laugh at her, like. But the thing is, you don't really want her to. I remember just wanting her not to get anything she ever wanted because of how terrible a person was, and that was not making me happy as a viewer. Yeah, even like, but Eva. So you had somebody. Eva's character was vain. Terry Hatcher's character was very like, she was quirky, but she was also very selfish. Bree was a perfectionist and very controlling, very authoritative, very controlling. Oh, and then there was the blonde lady, and she was the tired mom. But I'm trying to think of, like, she was the tired mom, but then, like, I don't know. I don't think she was the worst of them, but at the same time, it felt very, like, okay, she was basically like, a lot of like their situation was because of her husband, but she's basically a warning. She's basically a warning is practice good boundaries early in a marriage, because she didn't practice good boundaries early in a marriage. So a lot of, like, but the thing is, a lot of it was brought on, like, the situation of her life wasn't fully her fault, but in a way it still kind of was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, a lot of the thing with Desperate Housewives was that it was supposed to be satire, and I can see that. But the thing is, it's still, and I think that's the same with Sunny in Philadelphia. It's supposed to be satire, and a lot of people will enjoy that. And a lot of people like, watching these terrible people ruin their lives because they are in fact terrible people and make terrible choices. But I think I've just come to a place as somebody who likes with the media that I like to absorb. I need somebody to root for. I need like an underdog story. I need like, I need dynamic characters. That was the thing about Desperate Housewives. Nobody fucking learned their lesson. Nobody grew as a person. Nobody ever, like, hey, yeah, that was the thing. Like, if you have a story, okay, first season of Desperate Housewives I remember liking, but then after a few seasons, it's like there's the same fucking people. They never learned their lessons. They're not dynamic characters, and that's when it's like, I mean, I think I look at that show and me watching it, I think that kind of like, sometimes you learn sometimes you can learn what you like by learning what you don't like. And I learned through that show that I don't like it when characters never fucking learn their lesson, or like their main protagonists, I should say, when they never fucking learn their lesson, or they never grow as people or become better versions of themselves, where they're just always that's the thing. They just stayed terrible, right? Yeah. They stayed shallow. They stayed superficial. They stayed controlling, manipulative. They stayed that the whole show. And I get that's probably what makes the writing easy, because the thing is, when you have a character grow, then how are you going to get that juicy drama, right? How if a character grows, how are you going to get that juicy drama? Well, if that's what you rely on, drama and situation, then maybe then maybe you should, like, you know, explore more as a person, because there's more to writing than, conflict drama, or like interpersonal conflict drama, I should say. You think with her watching this shit over and over again, she recognized our mother was being a narc, but nope. She respects that I don't talk to them, but she doesn't get it. Really? Dang. Dang. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to, like, make that clear to her. I guess it's, I mean, I was like, you know how every time you talk to your mom, you feel absolute, like, shit all the time, and you feel like, like you want to jump off the cliff, or hate, or you hate yourself a million times worse. Oh, she's the golden child. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. And that's another thing. That's another thing, is that two kids under the same parents aren't going to be raised the same. That's a mistake a lot of people make, is that, oh, because you have the same parents, you're going to be raised the same. No. That's not how shit works. But yeah, if she's the golden child, then yeah, there's no reason for her to see anything, because there's no there's no, there's no need to see anything beyond that. Oh well. Yeah, if we had another one, if we had another one, there's a lot of things we do different, and there might be things we are more lax about because of it. It's the second time over. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's definitely my experience. I would say that's my experience for sure. I mean, I feel like it needs to be. I don't know. I can play around with more. But I would say that she's mostly done. I feel like, let me just see here. Maybe I can, like, oops. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you. It was definitely a last minute thing to make it lavender. Maybe I'll do, like, a little baby's breath in here. I need to make another layer then, to help, like, break it up, because it feels like a little. Maybe I should look up what baby's breath looks like. That would help. Baby's breath apparently is really poisonous to pets. I did not know that. You wouldn't think that with, like, such a delicate looking flower, but that's how it is. My lavender I planted outside last summer that I thought died over the year. Oh, yay! That makes me happy. I love this. I love the smell of lavender. I like lilac a bit more, but lavender is great and popular for a reason. Lunchbox would eat it. Nah, gosh. It's a plant and in front of him, so I guess it's, good, fair game, right? not completely sold. But we can work on it later. I feel it definitely breaks things up a bit and adds a bit more diversity. But I don't know. I'm still not too sure. Like I said, this is a pre-ref, so I'm just kind of figuring out a lot of odds and ends before I, make the official ref. The amount of times he snuck into my Toxaplants in his mouth. Oh no! He can be left in his unsupervised our living room, so that's Sally where he has to stay at night. So literally, poor. I feel sad, but I definitely get it. Let me look up here. Baby breath. Poisonous to pets. I just want to make sure I'm not. Baby's breath has been found to be mildly toxic to dogs. Okay, I'm getting mixed answers. Non-toxic to dogs, non-toxic to cats, non-toxic to horses. But then it's saying it's mildly toxic to dogs. And then here's another one that says baby's breath can be toxic plant to cats if ingested. So sounds. I mean, I heard that maybe it's like a more recent thing that they discovered, but I would say just to be safe, keep it away from pets. I feel really bad for him, but we can't trust him. He's literally he is orange. Sadly, it's sadly he is orange, and therefore it's his destiny to be a ball of chaos. He's too orange. He's too orange. He makes being orange. It's a problem with how orange he is. He's a danger. Sadly, he's a danger to himself because of how orange he is. Aww. You guys can be ginger together. Isn't it funny? Like being orange and being ginger has not the same kind of the same doesn't have necessarily the same sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The same kind of reputation, but the fact that they both have reputations simply because of the color. Yeah, my hairdresser keeps telling my hair is not orange. My hair color is the middle color you have on the coat for her. Oh, really? Right here? I mean, I would say that's it's an orangish brown, I would say. Like, I chose it because it's the color cinnamon. And she's supposed to... And the idea is supposed to be like she's a pumpkin pie. So I chose this color because it's the color cinnamon. Or at least, I mean, this is probably more cinnamon. But when I think of cinnamon, I do think of it a little bit being a lot more lighter brown. I do like I like the addition to the flowers, but I just I don't know. Just might need a little bit more. My hair is weird though, because it comes out of strawberry blonde, but halfway down it comes to a dark orange. Really? That's interesting, because usually, from what I understand, hair starts off darker, but then grows to be lighter. Like a lot of blonde hair people, you'll notice that their roots are naturally like a darker color, but then when it grows out, it becomes lighter. But yours does the opposite, huh? Oh, I get to see a picture of Ved. I get to see a picture of it. Oh, gosh. You got a natural ombre going on. That's really pretty, though. I'm sure, like, having it is different from, like, just looking at it, but I do think it's really pretty. It happened after pregnancy. Man, I hear all sorts of kind of horror stories about how what bodies go through during pregnancy. One woman told me that she has really tight curly hair coils, and she said that she had a kid, she lost all her curls in her hair. Her hair became straight, super straight, for a few years after having a kid, and I'm like, how does that fucking work? Like, I get that having a kid, like, really kind of screws with your body's biology. But, like, affecting how your hair grows? How does that fucking work? Yeah, I mean, if she eventually got her curls back. When I was talking to her, she said she had curly hair. But yeah, she said that she lost all her curls for years after having her first kids. It was until after a few years that the things got back. You got celiac disease from your pregnancy? What? I didn't know you got celiac from your pregnancy. I thought that's shit that you were born with. Oh my god. I mean, eyesight got worse too. Oh my god. What? I didn't know that, Vid. Holy shit. What the shit? I know you, like, kind of count as, like, celiac kind of forced you to be more health conscious, and I know you appreciate that sense. But, like, every time you look at Spud, and you're like, you know, every time you get sick from grain, you just look at it like, you did this to me. Oh my god. Pregnant nasty, not even once. Man, for most of my life, I wanted kids. And I wouldn't even say even now, you know, I wouldn't say, I've accepted that I'm probably not going to have kids. But I remember, I've known for like most of my life I wanted to have kids. But I know that most likely I'm not going to have them. But, like, hearing the horror stories of having pregnancy, maybe I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good, guys. I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm probably not going to even adopt either because reasons. But yeah. That's why, okay, the thing is, so I remember working at this one place where this guy who sat next to me, like, he was very pro-life. And he looked at me. I remember him having a conversation about, you know, and he just said, and I remember this pissed me off then, but it pisses me off even now. And I wish I would have said something. And he basically said, "Yeah, just have the baby, lady. Just have the baby. You don't need to get an abortion. Just have the baby." And I remember looking at him, and I'm just like, and now I look, and I just want, now I want to go, I wish I could go back in time and just yell at his face, you just have a baby! You know what a fucking baby does to a woman's body? You just have a baby! Fuck off! Jesus Christ! And now hearing about what it did to Vid, oh my god. Yeah, should have punched him in the balls. But this was when I was like 15 years younger than I am now. I was very much a I was very, very, very timid and very nebbish back then, and I didn't want to cause a scene. But now, like if I hear that shit, I would rip him a new one. Yeah, mindful, demure, cutesy. Now I just kind of like accepted my true calling of being a goddamn mess. I mean, I was a mess back then, but I very tried hard not to be. But now I'm just like, yeah, I'm cringe. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm fucking cringe. What you gonna do about it, bitch? Oh yeah, I remember that vid. I remember that you called his workplace to report that, and they were in disbelief, right? Because Jesus Christ, why would you just say that to somebody? And the thing is, Vid, you're not even like, I'm fat. You're not even fat, Vid. Why would, like, where did that fucking line come from? Jesus Christ. Oh, thanks for reminding me of my my secondary infertility. Yes. Christ. Why would you just fucking say that? Somebody made an inside thought an outside thought. And I get that's hard for sometimes, especially like as someone who has ADHD. Sometimes it's not easy keeping your inside thoughts inside thoughts. But like if you're in a profession, if you're working profession and stuff like that, you don't fucking say that. Especially, I mean, you never say that. You never fucking say that. But you would think that being in a profession, like you should especially not say that, you know? I was pissed, and that was a friend of his. Okay. Well, I hope he got told off, you know? Like, what makes you think we're so... Yeah, really. Christ. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad they supported you and validated you, because that always feels like a gamble, you know? If they're gonna take your side and do something about it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna close this. This is supposed to be a tail hole, but I think it's too low. It's unnecessary. I mean, we'll see. Like, when I do the back ref, I'll be able to make a better assessment on how far down this needs to be. But for now, I think we're gonna raise it up a bit. It's one of those things. I mean, I can understand how you feeling like you're underreacting, because there's a chance. Like, I'm sure his intent was not to insult you. Like, that's something you should not fucking say. But chances are his intent was not to insult you. He just lacked social skills to if you want to bring up if you want to try to stir up conversation with somebody, that's not the fucking way to do it, But there's a difference between intent and impact. So someone's intent, even if your intent might not be to do harm or to hurt feelings and stuff like that, if the impact despite that, the impact can still be where their feelings are hurt or be upset from something you said. And that's something to be mindful of, The inner Swede come out of this country because everyone here is sensitive. Is a sensitive wuss. Oh gosh. But I remind myself that sometimes it's okay for it to be rude and brutal. Yeah. Have boundaries, stand up for yourself, It's not being rude if you're like defending yourself, He was rude the thing is he was rude first. That's the thing. He was rude first. And I hope that he'd been here a good couple times before that and fixed things, but he's an older yeah. I mean, best case scenario, I hope that they gave him a good talking to. He realized that what he said was fucked up. He did some self-reflection. Hopefully, I mean, I personally would not want him to get fired or anything like that. I mean, it obviously, the thing that it depends on they send someone different, which is good because that him working with you lost the right to work with you. But hopefully, he can be a better person and grow and know not to fucking say that. But older generations are very stubborn. It's I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. I've been like this my whole life. It's you that are the problem who are changing everything up. So hopefully that's not the case, but He was so ashamed. Okay, good. Hey. That's the best case scenario, Sometimes, we have to go through hard lessons to, grow as people. And people need to be given the grace to grow and learn those lessons at the same time. But that doesn't mean, that you deserve every right not to see him again or not to interact with him again or never have him come in your house again. But every future relationship, every future, business thing that he conducts, hopefully he can take that with him and grow. He's always retired. He's already retired and just helped out because they were friends. Really? Doing a lot of line work after you colored it. Well, I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm there's when it comes to digital art, there's I think a lot of when you're first doing digital art, you tend to do a lot of different layers because you don't want that layer to mix up, so you start a new layer. You tend to really overuse layers. And I know it looks like I have a lot of layers here, but a lot of the stuff is just things I worked on but decided I didn't like. I don't know. But I tend to very early on collapse everything into one picture because I get tired of having to switch between a lot of layers. And the thing is, if I was this is not, I'm pretty much doing more than I should right now because this is just a pre-ref. This is not going to be the final ref of her. But I'm my little perfectionist in me is oh, I want to fix that line, and stuff like that. If I was doing a finalized version of this, I would make the line art on a separate layer, fill the colors in, and then I would probably merge again. And then once I merge everything together, then I would go in and touch up in details and stuff like that. I'm just kind of going in here and working on it a little bit more because it's just, there's, you know, it's kind of, there's not much reason for me to do it like this, but, you know, I'm here and it's there and I see it and it's bothering me kind of thing. Why use layers if you're just going to draw on the wrong one anyway? Yeah, Brady makes a good point. I didn't think about that when I was set at my new desk and not done any digital art. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have the room for it, Ved, I definitely recommend getting a monitor arm for your tablet. That's because the thing is, I have a Wacom 6. I think it's 16 HD. It's a smaller one. I have a small desk. You can't sadly. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a very small corner desk. To fit everything on, and in order to break out my tablet, I couldn't use my tablet and I couldn't use my keyboard at the same time. So I would have to, and whenever I wanted to access my keyboard, like play a game or something like that, I had to put my tablet on my bed behind me, and it just like there was times when I just wouldn't use it for a long time because like trying to switch between the flip flop I kept having to do was too tiresome, was too much. But now that I have my tablet on a monitor arm, like I can like it's always available to me. It's always plugged in. I mean, it made a huge difference for me. But yeah, if you're, I know if your case is different, I do understand that. Yeah, and the thing is about Procreate, a lot of people love Procreate, and I think it's a pretty solid program. I'm Procreate annoys me a lot of the time because I think while it does have a lot of bells and whistles, I don't think it has enough bells and whistles to make a finished piece. So I think I like using Procreate as a thing to sketch in, but I don't like using it as like to do polished pieces in, just because like, oh my god, the just like, okay, so right now I have like a second little control thing. Like you can use your, like for quick keys, I have like a second little control thing that I use to like access quick shortcut keys and stuff like that. Because an iPad is like so touch based that a lot of those quick shortcut stuff is when you're touching the screen. There has been so many times that I would accidentally, because I like to rest my hand on the screen, there's been so many times where I would like accidentally zoom in or or undo something or something like that, and it drives me fucking insane. Yeah, same. Yeah, it's just I need to be able to rest my hand on the screen to be able to have full control of like my pen strokes, and you can't do that on Procreate. Like, you have to actually turn off the touch commands on Procreate in order to like for me to be able to draw the way I want to draw. But then like, how do I undo? I have to actually go up to the button. I have to go up to the fucking button up on the top and press the undo button. And I hate that. I hate doing that. I hate it. No. God damn it. I think there's like stuff that you can buy that acts as like a quick key. Like I think there's like a Bluetooth device you can buy that I might look into for Procreate that can help as like for like undos and stuff like that, for like quick keys, and that might solve my problem, because like I said, I need the touch in order for me to be able to draw the way I want on Procreate. I need to be able to have I need to be able to rest my hand on the screen. And a boom arm, yeah. But then I'll have to do as typical as streams and always feel bad for. Oh yeah. No, I get that, but I think you should do that, Ved. Like I have it like what I have it like. Hey, like anything goes to any money goes to help like improving the stream, because I think I need a new mic, because I think my mic can't handle the mic that I have. It's like a snowball. It's one of those blue snowball ones. And it's worked well for me for over the years. But when I rewatch my videos, I tend to peak the audio a lot because I'm very loud. I'm very loud, in case you haven't caught on to that. I'm very loud. And I scream sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes I have this habit of panicking when I play video games and everything kind of falls to shit. And I scream. And I don't know. On occasion, I guess. You know, once in a long while. Oh man, you telling me that? Oh no. Thanks for confirming all my fears. All my fears and anxiety confirmed. But yes. It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. I need to get a better high def mic that doesn't peak as easily. So that way when I scream and then be loud, because that's just how I am, it needs to be I need a girthy mic to handle my full load. Oh, I regretted it right after I said that. Oh god. I said that sentence and then immediately like, oh god, B, why? There's two wolves inside of me, and one wolf is always appalled by what the other wolf says. Dear God. Ugh. Alright. So here's her first design when she was more like just a solid furry character, and this is her her more recent design where she's a cedar. She's one of Boff's descendants, but she's also here. Let's turn that off. Let's bring this in. Wait, do I want... Hang on, maybe I can just... Here we go. Twitch was just like, nope. Oh, sorry. Okay. Copy. Edit. Paste. There we go. Wait. Wait, what? No! What did you do? Why? No! God damn it, no. No! Why must you guys insist that my legacy always be this? Oh god, great. Well, that's there forever, I guess. Oh, maybe I need to... Terrible. I'm terrible. What's going on here? Can you do it like this? There we go. What I do need to do... There we go. There we go. She gets her little graduation cap. Her lemesket. Let me... Wait, no. Hang on. We're gonna say real quick. Merge. Select a layer. Oh. Copy. Paste. Wait, no. Paste. Not paste? Okay, did not wait, unless, no? Sorry. Paste. There we go. Alright, how big do I want to be here? Probably under 6 feet. I need to actually redo this because this, I forgot to save this as a... Maybe like that. That works pretty well. Maybe... What are we looking at here? That's her head. Yeah, that seems like a little short. Maybe like 5'7". Yeah. Sometimes it's less knowing what number and just what vibes. There we go. Look at that. So who do I have left? I have Gix. I have... Aw, thanks so much for hanging out, Ved. You get some good sleep. I'm gonna be ending here in like a few minutes, so good time for both of us. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. Love your face too. You're always a wonderful person to chat with. I'm glad I can make you laugh, even though it's terrible and I regret it. I regret the consequence of my actions all the time. Oh well! Sulavu or whatever. So there's Gix. Who's left? There's Gix. There's Lancaster. Oh, there's the twins. Do I have them not open? Let's see here. Okay, there's these guys. I still got it. I'm not quite happy with the clothes. Still gonna work some stuff out. Who else? Is that it that I have so far? I think so. I definitely need more characters with warmer tone colors. What's my favorite colors, I wonder? Oh, could it be the cool tones? Ha ha ha. Gix, Lancaster. Yeah, I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting someone else. See, there's 3 pairs and then 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep, no, that's it. Who I have established now. I'm sure there's more that I'll pick up eventually. As usually I look at a character and like, how have you suffered? Oh, okay. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Anyway. I think that's it for me today. I wasn't really fully even planning on streaming because I was tired, but I'm glad I did. It's always a good mood picker-upper. I think I'll just end it. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. I hope you all had a good time watching me say things and draw stuff and flail. Lots of flailing. I mean, you can't see the flailing, but I'm sure you can imagine it, because that's just my brand. Haha! Alright. Tomorrow is Friday, and I will be going back to Outer Wilds. And I do have a theory on something. I was struggling with something, but I do have a theory that I want to try. We'll see if it works. So, catch you then. Peace. Bye.